Okay, everyone, I'm giving you guys an update about Porchlight. So, I finally got a response to the email that I sent off last week. A little bit too late for responding to something that I sent over last week. So, the update is that, and here it is HR department uh, stated that the director of the shelter did a great job accommodating me for what is taking place because I have other employees threatening me, making accusations, making false accusations. It's coming in a nuisance right about now where I don't feel comfortable working at the workplace. Now, my goal at Porchlight was to direct gentlemen and guests to the right services. That is my job description. And what is taking place is that's not a good combination at all. You don't accommodate someone without informing them first. Am I right or wrong? You have to inform them or ask the person or the employee what is the next best solution for you. But instead, I wasn't given that option. No one said anything for a whole week until today, which is Friday, March 13th. Since March 10th, actually technically since March 9th, since that email went out, I have not got a reply back. Now, I understand HR's point of view on it, but I'm still in debate about how she determined that the director of the shelter did a great job accommodating. If you wanted to accommodate someone, you should have scheduled me as I asked you to for Friday, which you did not, and clearly in the text messages, he clearly said no. So, what does that tell you, ladies and gentlemen? That I was denied a right to make fair minimum wage based on my current performance at Porchlight. I went from working 6 days a week to 5 days a week to 4 days a week to 3 days a week. Who wants to work 2 days a week? You guys know that I like to keep myself busy. I like to work. I like the experience. That's my argument here. I don't want to be out of work and get paid less. That's just pointless. You know? I refuse to share intel with them about what I do on campus. It's not their concern. And since I'm going to share this detail, I didn't explain it to any of you what I'm doing on campus. And that's because I want to keep some of my private education and work experience to a minimum about UW because UW informed me to not share any intel with Porchlight. Now, it's nothing against between UW or Porchlight. Just Porchlight has this really bad reputation. And not only that, the person before I warned me that this is going to come to light at some point. It depends on how I am going to address it. She warned me that the director of the shelter is very manipulative and very abusive, and I'm starting to see those things within Porchlight. Now, there is policy and procedure that needs to be done. That procedure process wasn't completely done. If you wanted to accommodate a fellow employee from being attacked by another fellow employee, you should have asked me what days this week is recommended for you or which works best for you. We know you don't want to work weekends, Keiki, but I know you want to work the weekdays. I asked for that and I was denied that right, which is abuse of power. Either this is taking place. Now, I was informed by several other people that either someone's trying to cover up something or no one wants to actually address the problem right away. First and foremost, let me keep you guys up to date. I was denied the fact to make up my own schedule. When I gave them a schedule, they still declined that schedule. And I told them before I was hired, I don't want this to become between me and my photography, and it has quite a bit. So now I'm laying down the law. Everyone that works at intake is required to do my job. You don't do half a job. You don't do 30% of a job. You do 100% of the job. I'm the only one that has been updating all the band lists, or the medical lists, or all lists that we need to show to staff, to guests, and to keep for our records. I'm the only one doing it. No one else is doing it. I think that is unfair. I'm very unbiased to have me assume that I'm the lead person in charge. I was never told I was lead person in charge. I don't know where they get this from or where other staff get this from, but this is where I have problems with other staff maybe thinking that I think I'm the boss. I don't want to be the boss. I never wanted to be the boss. I just wanted other staff members to know that what you're doing is not policy and procedures. And when I say something to them, it's always like, you're not the boss. You don't tell me what to do. I'm just looking out for your benefit, and I'm looking out for the guest benefit. If you don't believe in that, then maybe this is not the job for you. But instead, I'm getting railroaded, I'm getting burned on the bridge, I'm getting swept under the rug, I'm being discriminated based on some unknown reason why I can't get a third day or a fourth day to make up revenue. Now, every dollar counts when it comes to me. You guys know that I have to invest into projects. I got to invest into the photography. I got to invest in myself. I got to invest where I live. But when you take a day from me, you guys do the math. 15 an hour, well, 15.45 an hour, times 4, right? If you take a day from me, right? How much you think that is? Now, if that continues to go on, what's to say they want to cut it down to 1 day a week? Right? I think the director has a secret. I really don't want to start making accusations based on what I saw and what I believe in, but how people explain to me and the formal staff employees explain their concerns is that I feel that president is trying to hide things under the rug and trying to say, oh, he did this. You didn't do anything until yesterday, which was the 12th. You decided when I stopped by, if you asked another staff if I was there, and you asked me to print out schedules, I'm not on duty. I don't get paid for doing something off duty. That's the problem with me. I was doing a lot of this stuff off duty, writing IRs, updating lists, making sure everyone is up to date, making sure I read these medical forms properly. I'm not getting paid for that. They don't ask me, why don't you call intake and ask the person at intake to print it out? Why are you asking me? I'm not on the clock. But this morning, I was very dissatisfied by the email. And how HR looked at it is that I said that I needed more time off. Yes, for the summer. I literally wrote that. I read my original complaint. And I see what I wrote. Yes, I'm going to need more time in the future, in the summer. I even said that to her on Wednesday when we met up at the Discovery on campus. Someone is misinterpreting what I said or misinterpreting things that I initially wrote. Someone is physically writing down the wrong words because obviously my emails say something different. Obviously, someone at Porchlight doesn't want to see justice prevail. This person threatened me and threatened the fact that he knows where I live. Once again, another staff member threatened me. And you guys are not taking this serious. It's over a month already. How long do I have to wait for justice? This is very unbalanced environment. I refuse to go into work next week. I refuse. Working 1 day a week is not even worth it. It's not worth it at all. It's not worth going in for 1 day, getting paid a measly check after taxes. What did I get? What? under $100? What's the fuck is the point of that? This is called sabotaging. This is where I feel everything I work hard for is sabotaged by the same people that employed me to do a job, and then when I do the job too correctly and point out errors that the director has made so many times, he feels threatened by it, and I know he does. And you always gotta say, well, we the ones got the diplomas, we went to school. That doesn't mean anything. I know people out there are self-taught, like myself, that didn't have to go to school, but own $1 million companies. Because they see something else behind a wall that no one wants to break down. It's called barriers. What we see here at Porchlight is a barrier put in place. A barrier to keep my mouth shut. I feel that at Porchlight, it is not acceptable for anyone to take that physical and mentally and work abuse because you're doing your job right. Obviously, someone and a group of people at my workplace feel that I'm a threat to them. We got to get him kicked out. This is the rumor going on. The rumor is going around. I'm a former crackhead from Chicago, as I said in the last video. I'm a former, I'm running away from immigration and whatever, etc., etc. Really? Wow. I like how people make their accusations based on what someone told them. And not only that, the information that I share with the directors got out to shelter management. How is that possible? I didn't share that information. That information was confidential. How did they know that? Someone, a director, or some employee slipped up and told them this information. Because I don't tell you guys that information. Why would I tell them that information? I trust you guys more than I trust the people at Porchlight. You guys have been with me for a long time on this channel. You guys saw me do some really rough times, getting robbed in New York City, being homeless for quite a bit, traveling, doing photography, giving you guys content, still making content while I was still houseless and still making money. You guys been through that. They haven't. So, I'm deciding that it is best that I file another EEOC against Porchlight. I don't want to sue. I don't want money. I want justice. You do not take upon yourself to make obligations and not ask any staff member whatsoever. Oh, we're not going to just give you a day. First of all, she said he accommodated me. No, the director of the shelter did not accommodate me at all. If he did, I would have been on a third shift. Am I right or wrong, ladies and gentlemen? Nothing's changed. I'm still on the same day other than one day, which is Tuesday. I normally work Monday to Wednesday. I normally do. I normally work Monday to Tuesday. I mean, Monday to Wednesday, I'm sorry. Monday to Wednesday. Oh. But now, Monday and Wednesday, what kind of check is that? And obviously, I'm not getting paid enough to deal with the whole threatened by staff and the threatened by guests. Even the guests slowed down on that process. But the staff just continue to be so threatening and so careless. Every time that director is not in that shelter, that's when everybody wants to be misbehaved. But when he's there, everybody wants to kiss his ass. I don't kiss booty. He might be my director, but I do not kiss directors' booties. I have my rights. I have my independent and my civil and my constitution rights. I know what my rights are. And what is taking place is you're not giving me a fair employee opportunity. Why is the person that is threatening me not suspended by now? Why do I have to lose a day because of that person? See, that's the point they don't get. You don't suspend the other person, the victim, and say, oh, we're going to cut your day short because you're having a problem with him. And obviously, you guys are not getting along. We're not getting along because another shelter manager went ahead and told him a really bad-faced lie. This is how it started. And that shelter manager was told from someone, which I believe them. I actually believe those two shelter managers stating that the director told them this. I believe them. I believe every word that came out their mouth when they said that, because those are specific details about what I'm doing on campus. It's not, you know, it's getting to a point where I'm going to have to quit. I'm going to have to. But quitting is making them win. I'm losing. I already lost. How much do I have to lose because of Porchlight? I lost clients last summer because of Porchlight, not telling me, oh yeah, you're scheduled for Monday through Friday, Monday other than Thursday. You're scheduled into Wednesday, to the weekend. I told you guys not to put me on the schedule for weekends. And you guys continue to do it. I got no one else to cover for it. So I gotta lose thousands of dollars because you made that mistake. So who's gonna actually pay for my rent other than myself? I want to know. Because it's Porchlight's fault that they didn't take care of the John problem in the first place between August and October. That forced me to spend money to move from downtown to another place. Last minute. That cost me so much money. Because they failed to act at appropriate time and appropriate a window. Instead, they took 3 months to figure that what he said was partially true. What was partially true? Either it's true or partially not. Then you suspend me for 1 day, dock me 1 day, pay, and then it turns around that you found out that he might have lied about the whole monkey thing. Americans take the whole monkey word too literally, too seriously. I can say monkey, 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 monkey all I want. But when someone says that I directly said this to guests, not one guest came to a director and said, Keiki called me a monkey. That never happened. You took a staff's word that you couldn't confirm it, and then you suspend me because you couldn't really confirm it. That is poor business practice. After that, I felt really abused and manipulated. This is right before I went to New York, mind you. Right before I went to New York on Halloween. Fucked up, isn't it? It's so fucked up. It's so messed up in the head that these folks do not see what I'm dealing with at intake. I'm dealing with corrupt and unorthodox people that I'm working with. I'm sorry, but like, I used to always commend the director of the shelter for dealing with such problems. But now I know why the problems exist. Because he causes the problems 30% of the time. The other 30% of the time is the guests. The other 30% is the staff. And the other 10% comes from outside. People that are banned from the shelter, looking into the shelter, seeing who's working, saying, oh, that's the new guy. Okay. They try to play me. See, I'm a much, much, much more brighter, smarter, and open-minded, but alert. I pay attention to a lot of detail. I'm the only one in that shelter right now that can remember every single guest's name that come through that door. Not even the director can name a name. But he can name all the people that he knows that drinks a lot, that are banned from the shelter or can't not use shelter 3. Which is, what, 10%? You've been there for 10 years. You're supposed to know every single person that comes through that door. And I clearly far wage you on that. Not only that, I feel also that he doesn't like the fact that I correct him about service point. He made so many mistakes. And I always catch him. I always catch someone else making mistakes. It's also not my responsibility to be filling out updated lists. That's intake's responsibility. Not just one person, but intake's responsibility. That's why I share the template. Today, in the past, I shared that template. I stopped sharing the template because no one would ever respond to my emails and no one would ever update it. When someone comes through the door and wants to be on the work list or the medical list, it's always email but never updated. You take that effort to email, but instead you couldn't go into Microsoft Word, take the template and just put the name into it and say, oh, this has been updated. The last update was the month, date, and year. Simple, but it takes you don't want to do the updates. None of them want to do the updates. None of them want to actually do their job correctly. No one wants to scan IRIs to service point. No one wants to scan policy and procedures to service point. They leave it on the desk. I got to come in every morning. I see a stack of them. I see a mess in the office. You know what? I give up. I give up. I give up. I'm buying supplies for the office, and look, someone's taking in and out the office. That's pretty damn alarming, if you ask me. So, with that said, everyone, this has been an update. This has been such a troublesome. I don't even know if I'm going to barely make my rent for this month because of Porchlight. I'm short $200 because of Porchlight. And I will be short, and it will become even shorter as the weeks come along. But I don't think I want to stay, because there's no point. So I decided to file for an EEOC earlier this morning and showed the proof, the text messages, email, how I was denied. I was told from the director, no, you're not working for me Friday. As I thought that you're supposed to substitute my day. I asked for a substitution. I know I did. It's in my emails. I'm clearly reading the emails. Clearly state, I'm asking you for a substitution. You didn't respond to it. Someone is not understanding or misinterpreting something that I said. I feel that it's very appropriate that directors think they have the upper advantage against other employees because in their position. I'm sorry, but Preston might have been, the director might have been pressing to lie and cover up his part. Since Tuesday, you did not respond to me. It is now Friday. Now you respond? Last night, when I said I don't like that schedule, not a big fan of this schedule, and his reply was like, what do you want me to do? I told you what to do in the email. So that was it. If you didn't read the email, like you said, you didn't read any of my emails in the past couple of days, then that's your fault. You admitted it in front of the camera inside the shelter with the microphone present and on. Another thing is, this is another thing. You're giving shelter management the feature and an ability to listen in on intake. This is how fucking fights start inside a work environment. They're not security for intake. I don't think they should have that access to listen into intake. If I have a private discussion with a guest about another shelter manager, they should not be listening in. But you give them that ability. This is how problems start with colleagues in the workforce, in the work environment, in the workplace. You make that mistake. That's the director's mistake. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to work on campus due to this coronavirus outbreak. It's affecting a lot of people in a lot of states. We still got classes going on. We still have, that's strange. We still have a lot of concerning to do about this outbreak of this virus. So UW's decided to keep the doors open for now because at first they told us that they're going to shut down the doors after the 14th. Then they changed their mind and said that there's been no cases on campus so far. But this morning at Moyer Union South, I'm looking at this person coughing like hell, not covering his mouth. I have my face mask on, like this. Me and another guy that was sitting right in front of me, 2 seats down, were looking at him like, you don't cover your mouth? What? And he got the nerve to touch something that people always touch. Why would you, in your hand, use your elbow to cover your mouth, not your hand? And why don't you not have sanitizer on your book bag? You're a student. You know what's going on. Why don't you not have sanitizer? For example, I was going to buy face masks last week, and I was told from the director, the exclusive director from Porchlight, to not buy any face masks. I thought that was kind of weird because that's my human right to support and help other people not contract this outbreak virus. And I'm doing a service like I'm doing now for Portland. I'm doing you guys a service. You guys ask me to work for you. I do my job as told, and I'm being punished once again for something that I didn't do. So unjustifiable. I'm losing revenue because of this. I can barely pay my rent because of it. Yes, every dollar counts for me. This is why I decided to go with 2 jobs. If I'm going to maintain a business, I gotta have a roof over my head. If I'm going to maintain a photography career, I gotta maintain financial and investments into this whole photography career. When you, as an employer, take advantage and say, I don't want to put him on a third shift, he's a pain in the ass. I know because it was said. I heard it from my own ears. I'm a pain in the ass, then don't expect me to show up for work. Yes, the director called me a pain in the ass. And didn't really thought I was listening in. Dude, my ears are like hawks. I can hear shit from like 2 blocks away. I'm so good that I'm top 200 in Apex Legends. You know why? I listen to my surroundings. I pay attention to detail. I obviously know when you're talking about me and when you're not. And you slipped up one day, last week. I'm not going to say what he said. That's what concerned me. This is why a lot of people are saying maybe he's trying to cover up something or he's sabotaging you. And I feel like this is all being sabotage. Because I can't get what I want. It's not what I want. I never asked to be subject to elimination of a day. When you take a day from me, you're taking 100. Oh boy. Ow. Headache. Oh, sorry. Got a headache. Because this is a headache. This is driving me nuts. Ow. This is hurting me financially. It's hurting me financially because when I do my calculation quarters, I was supposed to make. I said if I can make more than $400 from Portrait every 2 weeks and add that to your UW check, I can definitely support buying groceries, paying my rent, gas, electricity, water. I don't have to pay for transportation. I don't have to. I got my student pass, so I'm good. But the one thing I do have to support is that on the holidays sometimes, I have to take a cab back home if I'm working at Porchlight. That costs money. That's a $15 to $22 cab fare. So I digress on that. But what is taking place right now, I just think is unfair. I was not accommodated. If I was accommodated, then maybe you guys should have put me on a third shift or fourth shift. It's not like anyone's actually doing their work correctly, because this past week I saw some very inconsistencies. People were not checked in that they claimed that they were here yesterday. I was like, but dude, you weren't here yet. I did. I double checked a few people, and they said I was here yesterday. I'm pretty sure I stayed at that shelter too, but you weren't checked in. That's why I'm holding the smoking gun in my hand. I'm holding the paperwork, and I'm holding the physical evidence on my own personal laptop. That's why I didn't want to accept their laptop. And then I wanted their laptop because my laptop cost more than, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 checks. That's 3 months. My laptop costs more than 6 months of their checks they provide me. On average, I get about $441. If I was to go back to working 5 days, 6 days a week, I can make close to $660. After taxes, I get about maybe like $580, $587, $591. But the problem with that was the director was taking advantage of my ability and scheduling me on days that I did not want to be scheduled for. It also burned me out. And he should have been aware that I can't put you on for 5 days straight. It's going to burn you out. A common sense person would have said that. It's going to burn you out. Things like that don't burn me out. What burned me out was the fact of the mentally and physical abuse at the shelter. That's what burned me out. Not the work. It was the physical and mental abuse at the job that burned me out. That's just why my roommate is concerned. That's why people around Madison are like, oh, you need to quit the job and stick with, I know you're trying to make money for such and such, and I know you got bills to pay for. But, it's sad to say that Porchlight is not really out. It's not, I can't really say that. But what I can say is that I don't think people at the shelter have the best concerns for the people that come visit that place. I know what their human rights are. Anyone knows I was with Right to Dream and Right to Survive in Portland. I was with Gallagher's organization in Seattle, Vancouver, France, London, Japan. Love eating hard in Japan. What we did was we cooked at home, and we would go to the nearest park, and all the homeless men, because it's rare to see a homeless Japanese woman in Japan, but it's 98% dominated by men, homeless in Japan. We go out to the park and we would feed them. I got a couple of tickets in Paris for feeding because I didn't have a permit. That's fair. But this is a human right to eat. If I want to serve someone some food or give someone some food, I have that right. I got a ticket in Paris for giving someone food. I wasn't even serving food. I was walking down the street and I was like, Monsieur, gave him the food. The cop comes over and is like, you can't give food to homeless people. I'm like, what? And he didn't thought I spoke any Français French. And I was like, I'm gonna roll with this one. I'm gonna pretend I'm someone else. Okay, yeah. Well, it's a human right to serve him food. He didn't ask me. I gave it to him. That's a difference. That's a human right. You violate the human right. He looks at me and says, I don't care about your right. Like, he is not to be served food. I'm like, why is he targeted? Same here. I feel like each and every single homeless individual that comes through Porchlight doors are targeted for only one thing: grant money. We all need grant money to keep our doors open. But where's that grant? Does that grant money give them opportunities to help them get off the street? No. Sometimes no. Sometimes these guys don't want it. That's why they sign off on the IRS. Like, I don't want you to share my information. I don't trust you guys. That's what I hear at intake all the time. I don't trust you guys. You guys always say this, but do the opposite and treat me like shit. I'm sorry that happened to you in the past. This is my response. I've only been working here since May. I'm sorry that has happened to you in the past, but I assure you, when I'm on duty, I make sure your calls are answered. If your calls are not answered, I will send it forward to someone else that is not in the shelter at Porchlight to address your issue. And I have been doing that quite a bit lately. That's why these men trust me more than they trust the director. I don't trust Preston anymore, man. He's gotten full of himself. Yeah, he does. Big Daddy of Service Point. Yeah, we joke about that, but in theory, like, are you? If you're making that many mistakes, are you? And I'm catching it? Are you? You even admitted a mistake that you did on Wednesday about a guest. Even I knew, without even looking at his ID, I knew who he was. Even though he hasn't been at the shelter in the last 4 months, I knew who he was. And that person was like, Dan, you have a really, really good memory. How is that even possible? Don't do drugs. Don't drink a lot. Eat healthy. Sleep. Try to sleep well. Study hard. Read. Who cares about the television? Because I don't really watch television. One time I watch television is I watch the weather, soccer game, turn off the television. That is it. Me and you, we don't watch television that much. If we do, we watch movies from like our subscriptions, like on Amazon Prime. You know, we had Netflix, but that shit is getting boring. Like, Netflix is the same old thing. Nothing new. The only time they come out with something new is right at the beginning of the fall, or the winter, or the spring, or the summer season. Right now, what show I'm watching on Amazon Prime? Hunters. I'm watching that. That's pretty good. Badass Jews, man. Hands down to the Jews. Gotta love me a Jewish. And I know a lot of Jewish friends. So I feel their pain. I feel the reason what they went through. That Holocaust event should never took place in history, period. What else should then take place? Slavery should never took place in history. But that's how I feel right now at the shelter. I am someone's personal slave, and I refuse to be subject to that. I don't want to be titled. I don't want to be subjected to that. That's so degrading. I would prefer to be said like, hey, I can count on this person because this person does a good job every single time he comes in. But instead, it's like, to me, it's a joke. It's a joke. Everything they, it's a joke. That's why I haven't been playing music at the front desk. My laptop can play better music without using a speaker. You guys know the JBLs on the Nova Y700 SE is insane. Like, I can literally rock this room right now with just the subwoofer and the speakers. Whoa. I actually want to make a video about that update because I know a couple of people watched the old videos about my laptop and noticed that, like, how are you able to keep that laptop so goddamn clean? It looks brand new every time. I'll show you right now. Matter of fact, here's my laptop. You see this subwoofer right here? Speakers here. This is my laptop. I'm gonna open it up. Clean display. Clean keyboard. All the way through. Is that Smurry? Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know. I spend a lot of money on the SSDs. Yeah, I only rock SSDs. I don't do mechanical hard drives anymore. Those suck. I spend money on the HyperX DDR4 2800. What is it? 24 or 2800. megahertz RAM. I got 20 gigabytes of that in here. Plenty for video editing, plenty for what I have to do. Boot up times, BIOS boot up times is 2.5 seconds. Pew. You know why? Because I maintenance and I always keep my computer clean. I clean all the cache that I don't need. I never save any of my data on the computer other than documents and files. When I'm browsing, I'm using VPNs all the time. If I wanted to sell this laptop, I would sell it for maybe like $700. I put a lot of investment, even on the display. This 4K display, that's a $200 display that I invested in. Because the 1080p was kind of like, the display on that was kind of not so great. It was fucking up my color calibrations too much. And it wasn't it was not the best display for 1080p, but this one's fine. But anyway, that's the computer that I use at work. Now, if people want to say something about my attire at work, I'm sorry, I'm fashionably dressed all the time. I'm sorry, you're not going to change who I am. My Muslim identity has nothing to do with the work, okay? But what it does affect is my relationship with my colleagues. Because some people pretending that they don't even know me. Because they made this argument like, wait, I thought you were Buddhist. I am. You guys are not listening. Key word. Born as a Muslim, on a Muslim family, right? But adopted by a Japanese family that took care of me. So, I looked at both religions as one. So, I take it all in as one. I'm not discriminating. I don't discriminate anyone. I like beautiful. I don't care where you're from. I just have one particular flaw. I have a couple of flaws that are minor. One, I don't want to date American girls sometimes. I'm afraid. I haven't dated one in such a long time. And the reason is because sometimes they're not as kind as what I'm normally used to. But that's another thing. I don't even want to bring my friends around my workplace at Porchlight. Even though she's not far. My roommate wants to come to my workplace. And I told her, no. You did that before and you didn't even tell me you were coming to the shelter on a Tuesday and working with UW Met. And she was like, I didn't want to say anything. I was like, you shouldn't say anything. You shouldn't do that. Because you literally almost made me shit in my pants when you came through the door. And I thought, like, why are you here? But I saw you, and you were, like, pretending like you didn't know me, and I caught on quick. Me and her are very smart. We know how to communicate. This is why me and my roommate are such good roommates. She played it off so nicely. And I was like, damn, she might be smarter than me. I need to watch out for her. But yeah, she played it off. And then when I was leaving, I was like, "You ladies have a good night. See you later." And I put in, see you home later." And like, she's telling me like, "Yeah, that place is kind of weird." Yeah, the place is weird. It feels weird. It feels off scale. It's not balanced. Even she noticed. Even some of the UW staff that come on Tuesdays notice that, there's always some the keywords out my mouth. There's always some type of communication at the shelter. Because Tuesdays I'm alone. And this is where all the chaos starts. Sometimes. But, yeah. There's nothing I can do about it. So, I'm stuck with the decision to quit another job because of the discrimination and unfairness. And I don't see how my new HR personnel thought that the director did a great job accommodating when he didn't accommodate me at all, because I'm the one that asked for the extra day to put me on a different day. And I was not accommodated. I was told no. So that's not accommodating anyone. That's denying me the right to make a living on the porch light. Like I said, I used to make almost $600 every 2 weeks. Now I'm making $444. Now I'm not going to be making under $300 because of this. That's not a paycheck. It's a joke. That's not going to help me. 200. I did the calculation. I already did the calculations. Already, if I was to work two days a week and did the calculations, I'm getting paid $261. That's not a paycheck. That's a joke. That's like someone working $7 an hour somewhere for 5 days, 5 days straight. I can't do that. I'm not going that low. No, I can't. I can't. I'm getting paid $13.50. Here's the thing. I'm getting paid $13.50 at UW, and I get plenty of hours, and I make much more than Porchlight. That's because I'm always asking. Well, I can't always ask. That's the problem. Thing is that, these are how the schedules go. If someone doesn't want to come in, you can take their shifts. And most students that do work there, or staff and faculty, they want to work because they got bills to pay too. They got expenses. They got things they need to cover for their families, or for their loved ones, or who they live with, or for their roommates. Some of us have roommates. We care for our roommates. That's how roommates should be. But it's never that at all. It's never that situation for people to understand that point of view. They don't think about that. People like that, unfortunately, don't think about that. They don't think about the consequences after their decision. What their decision was based on, it's going to show some very bad consequences. Oh, we don't have Keiki on board anymore, so now we're going to have to try to fill in these days. That's a consequence you're going to pay for eventually. Not only that, a consequence that I have to pay for is that now I have to substitute something. Now I can't pay for my bills. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Porchlight pays for the phone bill, pays for the groceries, and pays for everything else. UW pays for the rent. So, with that said, everyone, it's been very troublesome. It has not been in my favor, obviously. It would never become in my favor. It has never been in my favor since August. Someone misinterpreted what I said, didn't read my email correctly. I might have misspelled words because I write too fast. Sometimes I do make mistakes. I'll be honest about that. I do make mistakes in emails. And I did it today in the title. I did ask for this. It's supposed to meant to say I did not ask for this. Because in my original email it states like I don't want to work with this person, but I would rather take another day that person's not working. It clearly states that. What do you not understand about that? I clearly want to work another day when this person's not working, and it has to be a work day. And obviously, the director hasn't been at work recently until now. Recently, he's been getting someone else to cover for him. He's been leaving half of a shift. Yeah, he leaves in the middle of a shift. People are coming in under the influence, which is fucking stupid. Why would you show up to work under the fucking influence? That's what pisses me off. You let all that shit slide, but when it comes down to me pointing out something very important to help protect Porchlight from the damages, you rather hide it? Because someone's going to uncover it one day and share it, and you guys are going to be in some big trouble eventually. And as a documentarian, I have to prove who comes in under the influence. I even showed it yesterday. I was like, What the hell is going on? Willie's in this guy. My other shelter manager, he doesn't cause no problems. Name is Willie. He doesn't cause problems. Not for me because I barely see the guy, and when I do see the guy, I'm like, hey man, how you doing? You still sick or what? But anyway, yesterday he was like, what the hell's going on in his office? I was like, dude, just give up. No one wants to keep anything clean. It's like it's a mess. No one takes the effort to do anything. All they want to do is sit in that office chair in that shelter office and look at television and eat because they fucking high off of marijuana. See, this is why you should never smoke marijuana. If you can't handle your cravings, then don't do it. Don't. You can't control yourself, then don't do it. You know it's gonna be hard for you to do it. You right before you take that pull. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Oh shit, I'm gonna be hungry after this. I'm gonna get high. Yeah. And you know the consequences afterwards. Okay, I'm going to work. I gotta show composure. Dude, anyone can tell when someone's under the influence, especially I don't even have my sense of smell anymore. And I can tell when someone's under the influence of marijuana and alcohol. I gotta do it all the time. And not only that, I'm being told by the director I need to be careful what I do on UW campus with our guests. I'm sorry, but there's a few guests that come to our shelter, that come to the campus, that are looking to steal someone else's property. Just the other day, one of the guests coming into the Memorial Union takes a beer off a table that I'm pretty sure the person is a member of the UW, just like I am. Takes the beer off the table and quickly walks away, speed run, like booty run, like quickly runs away with the beer. And I'm looking at him on the camera. I'm like, and then one of the other floor directors was like, oh, wow, another one, huh? And I was like, oh, I know this guy. Let me deal with this for you guys so you guys don't have any consequences after. Like, oh, I have to see this guy at the shelter all the time. Oh, they let me handle it. I'm standing there at the doorway, and I'm like, so, what's up, man? He goes, oh, shit. Oh, you work here? I'm like, wow, now you know I work here. I've been doing this since August, September. And he's like, I was like, so where do you get that beer from? He goes, oh, I got it from the thing. I'm like, no, you didn't. You took it off the table. Now put the beer down and leave the building. He goes, what? I'm like, put the beer down. I'm not even going to touch you, man. I want you to respect what I'm telling you. I saw you on camera. I saw what you did. You're lucky I didn't call the cops. I'm giving you a chance to walk out the door with those nice policemen. Because now the police came in on their own way. I didn't even call the cops. They came in. They saw me talking to the individuals. They stopped. I said, how about you just leave? I didn't tell the police what he did. I just said, you can go out the door, let these nice policemen escort you out the door. You don't need to be on the property. Do not come on the property anymore. You've been warned. You've been banned. I know who you are. I was told by my director I need to be careful with that. I don't need to be careful about anything. UW, ports like this have no rights or no say what we do on campus. These guys coming in, a laptop was recently stolen from one of our guests from the shelter. He's right now in jail. So I'm doing my job, protecting students. Like I protect guests from any intrusion when another person comes to our doors like, is this person here? No, ma'am, I cannot share that information with you. Why not? We have a right to protect our guests. Once they check in, we have a right to not disclose any information. And what happens? Oh, that's fucking bullshit. You know, I'm his sister. You can be his sister? I don't know that. I don't. I can't physically look at a person and not lie to them and say, okay, yeah, he's downstairs. I have to tell them the truth. Like, I can't share that information with you. I can't. That's just policy. Can you respect that? What's your name? My name is Kiki. Kiki? Everyone says my name wrong. It's not Kiki. It's cake. Key. Cake that you eat. Key that you turn. Put it together. Cakey. 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 Keep saying it until you get it right. Cake. Key. Cake. 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 Cakey. Cake. 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 Cakey. Do I have to literally make a fucking hip hop song about my name? Jesus. It's just. It's annoying. I don't care what guests come to the door. Kiki. Kiki. Cakey. It's not their fault. But staff can't even spell my name right? Oh my god. They spelled it Kieki. One day they spelled it Kiki. I'm not a girl. Kiki is a girl. Keiki is boy. And then I'm being called ma'am at Porchlight, which is fine. I think it is hilarious though. When a guest comes and like, yes ma'am, I'm like, what? Yes ma'am. I'm like, no, it's sir. Oh, because what happens is I have a colleague. She's cool as fuck. Her name is D. I'm gonna call her D. Cool as fuck. Got dreads and everything. I want those dreads though. But she dressed super fly. Hands down, this flyest African American woman I ever seen. Like, dresses color coordinated. Dresses based on the policy of Porchlight. And she's cool. And they get us mixed up. They even one time someone thought we were brothers and sisters. I was like, but they said one looks darker, the other you look light skinned. They were talking about me. I look more lighter than her. And I was like, okay, well, she could be my sister, but she's not my sister. But I appreciate the thought. And we both started laughing. There's some good things that happen with guests coming to the door. Even ones that are drunk, they know they can't get in. They just try to say, I just want to see if I can make it in. I'm like, you sure you want to go through this, man? He goes, yeah, if I can't get in, I just sleep outside, man. They so upright and up for it about the shit now. It just makes my job much easier. But what doesn't make my job easier is staff, shelter management, coming to intake. Like yesterday, you are distracting her while we are trying to tell her, breathalyze him, because I was in the office downstairs trying to tell Willie something, that I'm sorry I didn't come by his place the other day. I got caught up trying to figure out, am I going to be working on campus this week or not, because of this whole coronavirus thing. I needed to figure out what was going on. And I said, it's not looking good right now, because, not many students are sticking around, and if they are, they're staying away off campus, because they can do on-site, they can do everything online now. So, we looking at the cameras, and we're like, yo, why is Juan up there distracting her while she's supposed to be paying attention to that? So, I had to go breathalyze someone. I'm not even on duty. Because Willie didn't want that for his fellow colleagues for Shelter 2 or 3. That's a man that sees beyond Shelter 1. That's a man that understands what goes on in Shelter 2 and Shelter 3. If another shelter manager is like, yeah, I don't want him going into Shelter 2 drunk, but the problem is, after 8 o'clock, when I release them, that's when they start drinking again. That is a problem for Shelter 2. People go out and drink between that half hour, between 8 o'clock and 8:30. Well, technically between 9. That's when they go out and drink. But no one breathalyzes them when they go into Shelter 2, and that is, from my understanding, that is a requirement. If you're doing Shelter 2, to double check. But I am so not in a very pleasant mood right now. Because I gotta figure out how I'm going to replace $221 to pay my rent this week. Because Porchlight shortchanged me. So either I don't pay for a phone bill, or, phone bill is only $61. This is about that time. What else I gotta pay? I gotta either sacrifice Amazon, which is only like $13 for Amazon Prime. I gotta sacrifice that. I might have to sacrifice pushing back my kid and camera. I have to give a down payment for it. I have to send a down payment. I have to. Because I really want this for some upcoming videos that I want to do on this channel. I know this live stream is so fucking cheesy. I know. But I'm mobile right now. I'm at the public library. I'm mobile. There's something I can do. I'm sorry. I apologize. And I know normally I do mobile videos. I'm prepared. I got the lighting. I got the gimbal. I got the shotgun microphone attached to the iPhone, so you get that nice, crispy, nice, thick, and vibrant and crisp mid-tones. And I know the audio sounds like shit right now. I betcha. But I have to make this video right now for documentation purposes only. This is for documentation purposes only. I did this with Adobe. You guys remember when Adobe started being very, very biased and very discriminative towards me. I'm overqualified. Yeah, isn't that something? I'm overqualified. I should have been... Porchlight should have told me that. Not Adobe. Porchlight should have said, I'm overqualified. Wow, you got so much experience. Why you wouldn't work here? I was asked. I totally said that. I was asked to work here. And I said, why not? Why I'm dealing with it. And this is before and after the tax problem. Yeah, and look what happened. I asked no one for help but my own parents. So, and some of you guys have helped me with donations, like Michael the Raven, David Oyster, who else? I gotta name names. My buddy Yuma, Tech, other photographers out there. You guys know who you are. I don't need to mention you. I know you guys don't need any praises and stuff, but I gotta mention some of you guys because you guys helped me do this process. It helped me stay afloat. Lord Bryan, my buddy Lord Bryan in California. My buddy Ahmed, all the way from Texas. He sent $150 all the way from Dubai. And I was like, wow, man, thanks. He goes, no problem, man. You asked for 150, I gave you 150. I was like, this is all I need to get the hotel room because I don't want to spend a night at the shelter. And I was, I guess, at the shelter at one point for a very, very short time. It was in and out, back to the hostel, hotel, shelter, just to save money. Then I realized, like, you know, I couldn't trust anyone at the shelter because my headphones, the other headphones, got stolen from the office. So, yeah, I digress on that. I really do digress on that. But anyway, this is just an update. This video is much longer than the first one. I understand and I know, but we need to address this ongoing issue with Porchlight. Porchlight has not been in everyone's favor. It's not liked. Most places looked at Porchlight as if that's a toxic, political, and particular place. It's chaotic. It is unbalanced. Very unbalanced. And I agree. From all the local businesses that told me what they told me to be careful, I'm not even going to name the local businesses that told me it because I don't want them to be subject to false allegations from Porchlight. But they all told me to be careful when you're working there. And it's true. And I was even told by the shelter, the manager, the director of the shelter, can you handle a lot of stress? A lot of stress? Am I entitled to handle a lot of stress of this kind of work? Because if that's so, then you're kind of compromising my mental capacity if you know this is going to happen. You either tell me now what's going to happen. You don't make it a surprise. That's his problem. He made it a surprise, as if this is supposed to be some type of game. This is not a game. These are people's livelihoods that have been subjected to homelessness because we as a people and as a species can't figure out better solutions and better opportunities for everyone to stay off the streets and be in a home. But instead, we are so intrigued by greed. That's the problem. Greed, power, and success. Too much of it. I don't want success. I just want to stay afloat where I can give back. Look at this year alone. Look how many times I have given back on this channel. I gave a laptop away to a shelter manager because a director and another shelter manager, employee, ripped him off and gave him an old ass computer that was back in 1908. That laptop was made in 2009. Why would you sell it for $80, $90 and then say it was in good condition and never worked? You can check that on this channel. I opened my heart. The title is you see the thumbnail. I opened my heart and gave back. The laptop I brought, $350. Could have went to my camera, but no. Because you know why? I was confident enough to say, I can make this back. It's going to come back to me eventually. At some point, just give it. It's a matter of time. I gave away a lot of Amazon prizes this coming year. This year was going to be brand new. And that is now falling apart. I can't do the things I want to do for the community, for the people, for you guys, because I got employees that want to fucking fuck me. And I don't mean to say that. I should say that. I got employees that want to actually screw me over and pretend this is what I asked for, when I did not ask for that. I'm reading the email. Just going to read my email again. I'm going to prove what they said was inaccurate to the email complaint that I wrote to them. So inaccurate. Remember, I keep copies of everything as a PDF. I hope they are aware of that. If they're not, then wow, you guys are blinded. And I'm not here to cause a problem with Porchlight. I want Porchlight to see that they are causing me the problem. Come on. Alright. And I'm going to open my email. If I can connect to this sorry-ass internet here. This is why I don't come to the public library anymore anyway. The Wi-Fi here is just... It's kind of terrible in these rooms. That's why you don't see any live streams in this room anymore. And remember, last year, I used to come to the library all the time to do live streams in the library. There's nothing wrong with my wireless Wi-Fi card. I have a killer internet adapter, which works perfectly fine on campus, perfectly fine at coffee shops. But when I come here, the internet is just like, it's not great. It's supposed to be the state-of-the-art library. The state-of-the-art library that has these kind of chairs that are not good for your back. Look at that. That's not good for your back. So I gotta steal a chair. See? I gotta steal a chair that's comfortable for my back. Look, I can sit back and be very relaxed, but right now I need this. So and here we go. Dear Keith, please first try to talk to the president about your hours. I did, and I was denied. See, people are not reading. Look at this, folks. People are not reading. People are not reading. I clearly mentioned what he stated in the text message. Did I literally... Oh, shit. Did I literally need to print out Okay, so here's my email. Woo, it's long, guys. It's so long. Look at this. Look at this email. Hold on. Look at this email. That's my email. Look at how long that is. Woo, I can write. I know, guys. It's so long. It just points out some of the ongoing problems at the shelter and inconsistent things that are not addressed. For over a month, this has been going on. Well, more than a month, but with this new situation, it's been taking too long. And you can see that I addressed it perfectly clear. And you see I haven't responded to anyone's emails. So I'm done doing people favors at Porchlight. Not gonna be your A1 guy. And like I said, and now I get an email from my colleague D that says, I'm good. I'm not sure what that means, but I wrote. Just to let you guys know and clarify things, I'll let you guys read this email. This email states that I'm not the only one at intake that should be responsible for updating the list. That is intake responsibility, not just one man's responsibility, not my responsibility. So here are the templates to actually update as you go. If you guys don't know how to use templates that I created for Porchlight, then maybe you need to go to a computer class course, because obviously you do not know how to use Microsoft Word. And I'm pretty sure a lot of these, there's one gentleman in particular that does not know how to really fix computers. He's just full of shit. And so I said, everyone that does intake has the responsibility to update these lists concerning intake. So therefore, I am sending everyone an attachment with Microsoft Word of the band list, medical list, and work list. I am not subject to update this anymore. Use the templates to update future lists. I am not responsible. I'm not the main guy. You see, they made me the main guy without even letting people know at Porchlight Book Street headquarters that I was the one updating this. That's how much computer skills I have. When I write an IR instant reports, let me show you all of the instant reports that I saved on my computer for protection. See, I'm smart and I'm not stupid. First and foremost, guys, let me show you. Here is a Porchlight, documents. Here's a Porchlight folder. I got band template, discrimination documentation, employees relationships. I wrote up an employees relationship panel, and no one read it. No one read it because they don't care. I got Glenn's intake assessment draft because I made him a draft. I got HMS homework. I saved that. And look at all these incident reports. Look how many incident reports are there. Too many. Too freaking many incident reports. I save them as Word document and PDF. I send the PDFs to everyone because no one can actually change anything. See? Letter of concern, medical line. See, all this is medical line updates. All this is all Porchlight stuff. I'm saving it for a rainy day in court. You want to play games, Porchlight? We can do the same thing. This is not a game. This is unjust, unhuman. I mean, this is unhuman, unjustified. And she just stated, have a second talk. I'm not having a second talk. I did. I tried with the director of the shelter. He refused to give me my days. Therefore, I'm done. I am officially done with all this masquerade of anarchy. I don't have time for that. I don't. I'm trying to do something different. I came back to this state to do the right thing. No one wants me to do the right thing. So you want me to be the criminal. You want me to be bad guy. This is how bad guys are made. This is how people become the bad guy. You take a good person and you force their hand and you hurt them, you break them, you stuff, you steal, you lie, you cheat on them. This is what happens. This is how you create the unwanted that should not be wanted. This is your fault, and you know it. This is how things don't get accomplished within organizations like this. Trust me, Right to Survive stole $1,000 from me after I found out that, and this is how I found out. When I give them the donation, they're supposed to give it back to the community, buying sleeping bags, buying this. But instead, they were paying their fucking car insurance and they drug habits. I'm like, I got pissed off and went to Portland and started raging. And guess what? That organization is disbanded. I put them on the map. Cannot trust them. They cannot trust them. Cannot. I make sure of that. You guys remember that? When Right to Survive started calling Yuki and harassing her, trying to find out where I was, and making false claims that I stole something. What did I steal? And then they said I stole the TV. Okay, wait. How did I steal a TV and get on a plane with the TV? I just want to know. How did I take a 42-inch television and got on a plane with it? Ooh. I don't have that kind of money to fly with a TV. What the hell? Like, that's crazy. That's insane. And then they make other allegations that like what's going on in Porchlight. Oh, Keiki smoked crack. No? Why would you say that? And that's when people in Portland started saying, nah, I'm calling Keiki. They called me. 26 people called me and said, Ibrahim was bad-mouthing me and making false claims, and people didn't want to believe it, and people did not believe it. Because they know, no. As much Keiki gave to you guys, and money, and sleeping bags, and effort, flying back and forth from Japan to Portland to Vancouver, back and forth from New York to no way. No fucking way. Crackheads don't keep things like this. Okay? Drug fanatics do not keep items viable. They sell it for the next fix. If they cannot control their habit, they'll try to sell anything they but cell phone. Look, I got 4 cell phones. And you don't see me selling it. But I guarantee you this. My day in court was justified. Yeah. And look what now. Where are they now? Where is Right to Survive now? Nowhere to be found. Rap is still around because they protect people's rights. They're based in San Francisco. I kind of like the rap because they help a lot of people understand, and I was part of that, helping people understand the human and civil and constitutional rights. But this here, it's oh man, this is just insane. No longer responsibility. I'm not updating anything. I'm not the guide. Don't count on me. No. I've been mistreated. I've been abused. I've been manipulated. I've been torn around. I've been duped. I've been screwed. I've been, you can name it. They done it. That's why I'm still waiting for the UN to apply to my application. I'm waiting for the UN to please apply to my application. I want to do some internship with you guys, please, and make some real money and help real people that needed the help. I want to work for a better organization. I want to make a difference. I want to make sure that people get what they deserve. When it comes down to human justice and human rights, I must do so. I've been so many times discriminated based on my skin color. And then, here's another thing, too. Here's the strange part. When I speak another language, I get all the love from that particular culture. It could be Chinese, even though I know very, very little of it. It could be Korean, it could be Japanese. I get so much love. But when I come here, and now my English has got way much better, I get shit. I get hostile bullshit from people all the time. All the time. Insane. Unreal. I thought it was like a dream or a joke, but man, this is going on way, way too much. But anyway, maybe I should do this. Black guy surprised Japanese girls at a Japanese restaurant by speaking perfectly good Japanese. That's the next video I should do. I kind of did that and that failed. It wasn't really as good though. Yeah, that was kind of an embarrassment. Because when I looked at the footage and I started editing, I was like, people are not going to catch on to this. And now I see all these other videos, so I'm like, damn it, I blew that window. So I'm going to start doing that again. So if you ever see a video of me walk into a Japanese market and start natively speaking kanji, then you know this is the content to watch. I want to see the surprise on people's faces. But I don't have a second camera person to actually hold the camera, because it'd be better if you view it as a third-person view, not a first-person view. Because you can't see me if you're in first-person view. It has to be third-person view. So the person that is recording, it's like a video game, third-person view, you know. But yeah, this is coming off. I need to send this one back because the fibers and the thread is coming loose. You can tell right there. See that? It's coming loose. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to share the update with you guys and also have a little bit of humor. I know it's been pretty dark in this video, but you know, I have to address these problems. And if YouTube wants to demonetize it, that's fine. Demonetize it. I don't care. This is awareness. I've been discriminated by also YouTube. So our First Amendment rights are not really valid on YouTube anymore. That's kind of a blowback. Ouch. Hit me when it hurts the most. Oh, my heart. I'm having a heart attack. Oh. YouTube. Oh. I can't take the pain no more. You used to be so good, YouTube. Now you're not my friend anymore. You're not helping me grow. I made a comment on a I made a comment on a video. You guys gotta read. I gotta tell you guys about it. So it's about a white guy that speaks perfectly Photonese. Photonese is so hard to learn in Chinese language. It's one of the rarest and hardest languages to learn. And he speaks perfectly good Photonese, right? And I wrote the comment when he was saying, my man walked into these places just like he knows how to low-key and rob the place. And then I said, if that was a black guy, I'm pretty sure the cops would have been there in seconds. And people started like coming up. I know it's kind of discriminating and racist, but it happened to me here in Madison. I walked into a Chinese place, a Chinese market by Woodman's. In there, I'm wearing this. They thought I'm wearing this just like this. Mind you, it's cold as shit outside. I always wear face masks, always. So, this is kind of like showing right here on the tip, right? I walked in, I'm like, ni hao, because I know it's a Chinese establishment. I pick up a basket, I go to the vestibule, and right there was an employee that says, "Are you looking for anything particular, sir?" I'm like, "Uh, I'm looking for daikon. You guys have any daikon?" And which is a radish. And she's like, "Oh, it's over down there. Have you been here before?" I was like, "Been here a couple of times, but it's been a while. It's been quite a long time actually." So she kept following me around, which was really fucking annoying. Literally kept following me around. And I was like, "Can I help you with something now?" She goes, "Well, we just want to double check you, make sure that you're a customer." So I'm like, "What did you just say?" She goes, "We just want to make sure that you buy something." I was like, "That's discrimination, that's harassment, and that's racist." "Oh, no, no." I was like, like, first and foremost, I don't speak a lot of Chinese, but I speak a lot of hell of a Japanese. You are the worst. You know what? I don't even want to shop here. Then I thought about it. As I was walking away, I turned back and was like, "No, I'm not gonna have you fuck up my day just because you made an assumption, ma'am. So, and I know, where's your boss?" She goes, "Oh, my boss is not here." I was like, "Oh, you're not the boss, but you got the nerve to come up to me and ask me if I was going to buy something?" I said, "Where's daikon?" She goes, and then she made the racist comment. Said, "But we don't get a lot of color people like you here." I'm like, "Color people? Don't say that here. I don't care. Maybe American would disagree with that word. But first and foremost, we bleed the same, we piss the same, we shit the same, we eat the same, we love the same, we watch the same. Maybe we might not watch the same movies." And I was trying to make a humor out of it. And she goes, "Well, are you going to buy something now?" I'm like, "Am I going to buy something now? I was going to buy something from the very beginning when I woke up this morning from this market." So, that's why I don't go back to that market by Woodman's, which is on the west side, by West Town Mall. I don't go there anymore because I felt that I was discriminated for the wrong reason. Even though I did purchase a hell of a lot of groceries from there. And she goes, "Oh, you know what this is, right? I have a roommate that's from China, and we use the same ingredient. I'm making okonomiyaki for her. I know what fish broth, fish sauce is. It's like, I'm using the fish sauce for that particular reason." Oh, I did not know you know how to cook." What the fuck? I started saying "what the fuck" in my head. I didn't say it out loud, but I was in my head saying this. And I was like, this woman just don't know how to shut her mouth. Literally, don't know how to shut her mouth. She didn't want to quit. She kept just assuming and assaulting me and assaulting me and assaulting. And even the Chinese residents or natives that were on the line was like, "Oh, we're so sorry that you have to go through that. They so sorry." No, it's her. It's not you. It's her. It's her. It's very degrading to feel like you don't fit in. But once you start talking native, they want to apologize. They want to say sorry. They want to say, "Oh, we did not know you study. How long you study?" It doesn't matter how long I study. I told her it doesn't matter how long I study. You just disrespected me the whole entire time it's here. You kept continuing to follow me, and then when I was about to leave, I changed my mind because I needed these groceries. And I'm not going downtown to Asian Foods, which is on Park in Washington, when I'm already live on the west side. I actually live in Middleton, so I have to come across. I'm not doing that. Sorry. No. I need this radish. And that's the perfect big ass radish that I need. And I'm just going to cook myself some because okonomiyaki has meat and other ingredients that are meat related and dairy. So I couldn't eat it. It was for my roommate. She forced me to make her okonomiyaki. That was in really the most busiest afternoon actually. And that's when I posted on Instagram. My roommate forced me to make her okonomiyaki. Am I a slave or not? That's where the slave word came from in my post. Because if you haven't seen that post on Instagram, Even Morris Ramen was like, ooh, make an okonomiyaki, huh, Keiki? My roommate wants it. I can make it 4 different ways, okonomiyaki. I got skills like that. But, yeah, I digress. But, so, that's not the only time I've been discriminated. You guys seen what happened to me in San Jose 3 times? Yeah, that was also discriminated. Went to the pawn shop to sell something so I can get some money so I can pay off his phone bill. I was sacrificing a camera piece of gear. And the guys assumed that I stole it. Assumed that I stole it. And I said, what makes you think I stole this? He goes, you know what this is? I was like, yeah, it's called a camera lens. It's an f1.4 Rokinon. And you're gonna buy it or not? He goes, I don't buy stolen goods. It's like, and I opened my Pelican case in my other backpack. It's like, I also stole a bunch of these camera gears too, right? He goes, holy shit. I was like, you made a bad assumption, and you've just been recorded. Just to let you know, on your own camera, doing this, you are very bad business personnel. And he goes, no, you can get the fuck out of my store now, piece of shit. I was like, whoa, wow, I'm glad I got that on video. I'm gonna upload this to YouTube now. I'm only trying to sell it because I want to pay for my phone bill, because I don't get a check until the next following week, YouTube check, right? And I explained to him, I only wanted to sell this lens because I don't even use it. I didn't sell it to someone else in California, and I had to ship it. So, it wasn't Rokinon lenses, it was a Minolta lenses, sorry. Because I sold it to, I sold my Minolta lenses to, Rico. If you guys don't know who Rico is, he does photography, he does a lot of dog shows, though. So you can confirm with him that, and I leave his Facebook, and you can confirm that story. I sold him my Minolta lenses. The very same Minolta lenses that got me into photography over 20 years ago. I kept them in perfect condition. The 50 f1.4 was my favorite. The f1.7 was also my favorite. And I sold them. Yeah, I regret that now. I really do. Rico, do you want to sell me those Minolta lenses back? Come on, man. Sell it back to me, man. But anyway, yeah, that's how that started. Then the second time was in Safeway there in San Jose. The third time, unfortunately, was on the Caltrain going towards San Francisco. The conductor assumed that I was another person that was in another car, and he said that I didn't pay the fare and I need to get on. I was like, you must got the wrong person. I just got on at San Jose, and I have my ticket in my hand. And he goes, I swear it was you. I'm going to call the police. I'm like, call the police what? I got a ticket in my hand. Yeah, so that was done deal. All in America. But when I go to Paris, when I go to London, I don't get any of that. I go to Japan, I still don't get any of that. I go to China, I get minimum of it. Even though there is some racistness going on, but I got minimum of it. Went to Thailand. The only time I got picked on was when the police tried to scam me, where they tried to say, let me see your passport. I'm like, no. I'm going to the embassy. You can follow me all you want, but you're not getting my passport. This is, the Thai police are corrupt. Some of them are corrupt. They would take your passport and they would hold it for extortion. They would extort you for money to get it back. Yeah, so that's what goes on. Yeah, so, yeah, that's what happened, but, yeah. That's what it is. But when I go to sweet old Vancouver, I don't get any of that racist stuff. Because the Canadians are the nicest people. And they are. Man, they're so nice. And so, there's some pretty good looking people in Canada. I have to say, the Americans are just like chubby. Chubby. Look at that fat. Everything has to be meat. Like, this is Wisconsin. Everything is cheese and meat and pork. Ugh. And you know how I feel about pork. Like, you shouldn't eat that meat. It's not very good for your body. If I was to recommend a meat, I would probably say chicken. I don't know why, but chicken sounds more beneficial to your body. It sounds better. Beef, nah. Lamb, yeah, I go for lamb. But make sure the lamb is actually, it's good lamb, not that cheap farmland, look, high quality lamb. Because I know a bunch of my Muslim brothers, they love that lamb. They love it. And like, yum, 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 yum. I'm like, look at them like, damn, you drooling too. Wipe your mouth. Wipe it. Allah, wipe your mouth, brother. Wipe it. You're drooling. Ah. But yeah, like, this past weekend when I was at the Pakistan wedding, oh my God, I ate so much rice. Everyone's like, you like rice? So I'm like, oh. I was eating 4 different types of rice. And I was like, oh my God, it's so tasteful. It was so good. So goddamn good. But what happened to that money that I made? Well, if you guys don't are aware that I have, how can I explain? So I guess I can explain it by showing you. Alright. Alright. So in Japan, when my daughter passed away and my first wife, I have their remains in a very special place. Okay? And what the hell? I lost my train of thought right now. Oh my goodness. But it's called a burial unit. It's like a base, looks like a base cast, but the cast base that they put it in, it's not cheap. That thing cost me like $500. But to store it in a place where I could always go visit and pay my respects costs money to preserve every time. So I have to go to this special place. It could be in an office building in Japan. It could be, and I pay my respects there, but I have to pay for monthly fees or monthly, so, yeah. So it looked like this, basically. Let me show you. They're pretty cool, though, because that's what I want. I want one of these. I want myself to be cremated and put in one of these. Oh my goodness. I want to be remembered at some point. But yeah, so yeah, it cost me a lot of money. So yeah, and I had other bills that I had to pay for. About time it was done, I paid off my camera gear insurance for not both phones, for this phone, the Verizon phone, because I need that to call internationally. I don't use the Simple Mobile to do anything. That's local stuff. Even though I have the right, I can call South America, I can call, yeah, but I don't do that. I don't have no reason to call. I miss my Nami, and man, the one thing I do miss about my past is my relationship with my daughter and my first wife, Ayaka. That was like the best moments of my life. Fucking best moments. In Japan, kicking it, walking in. Oh, dude, I felt like a celebrity walking around downtown Osaka. Or going to Kobe with Nami. Oh, she's so cute. And she would speak to the girls, and she would make the women feel bad for me. That's how terrible I was at parenting. She was acting like more like the parent, and I was more acting shy and like the child, which was, I kind of liked it because I want my daughter to realize a few things. I always tell her, never let a bully you. So we started doing Muay Thai fighting, karate, jiu-jitsu, and yeah, it was good times. I really do miss those times. Kind of sucks I can't do it now, but anyway, yeah, she's cute. just always fashionable. See, I like people that dress fashion. I don't care if you're male, female, tradie, sexual. You dress nice, I'm gonna take that photo of you. I'm gonna snap it. Going on Instagram. That's how I am. I'm excited about photos, and I'm excited when people dress really good. I'm like, I want that photo and look good. You could be plus size. You still look good. That's just me, But anyway, guys, this video has been going on for 101 minutes and 102 minutes. So I want to end this video and sign off by saying, if you ever have an employer, remember this. If your boss doesn't see the real value in you, then it's time for a fresh restart. Remember that. If your boss doesn't see the real value in you, time for a fresh restart. That's all I'm saying. This has been KK Alexander. You guys know me as French Fry, Panda, whatever you want to call me. People, I don't know where French Fry came from, but recently in the last like 4 years, people are like, hey, French Fry, because I eat a lot of French fries. Because all I eat is potatoes. Because I like potatoes. I like German fries with hot sauce. Can't get enough of it. I love spicy. And yes, I got 15 different types of hot sauce bottles in my cabinet right now. I got the hot ones edition. I got all the hot ones. I got the bomb. And I tasted the bomb. That is disgusting. It tastes like metal. Ugh. I still have it. I'm just keeping it for someone that comes to my house. I'm like, yeah, try this. Oh my god, my mouth is on fire. It tastes like metal. I want to freak someone out, but that would be funny. But anyway, this has been Panda, photographer, and we just discussed about the discrimination at Porchlight. This is my opinion. This is how I feel. No one can take that away from me. But with that said, peace.